The elements of negativity. The elements of negativity. This is a deeper version of a former video I did titled Knowing Your Structure. Now, did you know that every single thing in our universe are made up of elements? Including ourselves, including our clothes, including this pen that I have in my hand, including this roll of tape. Everything in our universe made up of elements. And elements can be compared to the 26 letters of the English alphabet. Just think what we could do with those 26 letters. We could create words, and those words create sentences and paragraphs and so on. And those letters could then go on to communicate information. Now, every single letter of our alphabet is different, just like every single element is different. But this is the cool thing. Elements are all made up of the same things, atoms. But each atom is different, and every atom is made up of three things: protons, which are positive, neutrons, which have no charge, and electrons, which are negative. So remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. I'm gonna allow this to all make sense, but I gotta start with a history lesson. Back in 1869, there was a Russian chemist by the name of Dmitri Mendeleev. Sounds fancy, right? And Dmitri Mendeleev liked to play cards. I don't know if it was, if it was spades, if he played Uno, but he liked to play cards. So what did he do? He made cards and he wrote down the information of every element on an individual card. And he began to play around, move them around on his table, the desk, wherever he was. And he realized that, hey, if I put them in order by their atomic weight, he started to notice that there's a pattern as he began to place these out. And that whole table, that whole setup with the elements became just that. The periodic table of elements that we learn about in science class, right? And by Dmitri Mendeleev being able to identify this pattern, he was able to understand the physical and chemical properties of each element. He was able to determine how did these elements interact when they came together to form compounds. He was even able to predict elements that had not been discovered yet. And that was all due to him moving these elements around and discovering that there's a pattern. Now there's a reason why I'm going over this. Just like the letters of the alphabet make up all the words, there's only 26 letters. These elements make us up, but they're all made up of, every single element are made up of atoms. Elements are pure substances, just like us, right? Elements are pure substances. If I were to look at gold, gold is an element, right? Gold has something known as an atomic number, or every element has something known as an atomic number. Now, why is that important? The atomic number is used to identify what each element is. Just like us, we have our true identity. We need to understand, how do we interact when we're around other people? How do we interact when we have a certain workload or just we're under any type of condition, whether it's stress or even fun and excitement? How do we react when we deal with challenges in life? And once we identify those things about ourselves through self-assessment, we have a better idea of knowing, predicting what we can accomplish, because we all, as I often share, have our own dreams, goals, and objectives in life, right? So back to gold. Gold has an atomic number of 79. So gold is pure. It's made up of gold atoms. Oxygen is made up of oxygen atoms. That's why they're considered pure substances. So gold has an atomic number of 79. What is gold made up of? Gold is made up of gold atoms. Atoms are made up of three things. Every single atom for every single element in our entire universe made up of the same three things, but they have different amounts of those three things. And that's how we could identify the difference between each element. Okay, now I'm gonna bring this home. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. So atoms themselves, they want to have a balance initially, or naturally they want to have a balance. So if gold has an atomic number of 79, that means it has 79 protons, 79 neutrons, and 79 electrons. The reason that's important is because protons have a positive charge. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge. So if I have 79 protons and 79 electrons, there's a balance. Now, neutrons, they don't have a charge. That doesn't mean they're negative. That just simply means they're neither positive nor negative, but they do serve a role. We're not going to get too deep into that right now. So an atom has a balance. Raise your hands if you just want to have a plain, balanced out life. I doubt that's anybody watching this video, right? So what happens through different interactions, atoms have the ability, check this out, the number of protons or the positive charges in every single element, for the most part, that doesn't change. An atom can become positive or negative simply by gaining or losing electrons. What are the charges of electrons once again? Negative. So that's why this whole video is about elements, the elements of negativity. In order for us to reach our goals, we need to identify ourselves, know what our atomic number is, and we want to be positive. So we want to get rid of the negative things, the distractions, the things that are hindering us. Because check this out, if I have an atom that's completely balanced, it has even a special name, right? It's called a cation. Cation, meow, remember that cat, meaning it's positive. Whenever an atom loses electrons, it becomes positively charged. And I know that's what we want for ourselves. We want to be positively charged. We want to be successful. We want to accomplish so many things. We want to eliminate the distractions out of our lives. We want to take away the negativity out of our lives, because when we do that, just like an atom that loses electrons, it becomes positively charged. Think cat paw, a cation is positive because it's losing electrons. That's something that happens in nature. We're made up of the same things that make up nature, so that also applies to us. So when we lose negative things, there's some benefits that I'm going to share quickly. When you lose the negativity in your life, you will be less attached to things. You will be more reflective. You will be more empathetic. You won't have to wonder what will happen next. You will start attracting new experiences or people. You will be more relaxed. You will appreciate time. You will get more things done. You will be more creative. You will start to collaborate more. Let's understand the elements of negativity and understand that when we remove that negativity, we become positive. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. Let's have an amazing day.